Yo, what up, what up? Welcome back to the channel where we mix fitness and music. So in this one, we're going to talk about the things that you can do after the gym, which could help your results, help you get closer to your goals, anything of that nature. What we'll do is we'll walk through it step by step and kind of take it as if, you were leaving the gym. Actually, we're going to play it out from A to Z. So the first thing we want to do is we want to start off with what a lot of people tend to say. So a lot of people tend to push stretching at this point in time after they've done new research and study. Research and studies have shown that warmer muscles can stretch much better than cold muscles. So what they recommend is that you stretch either when your body's warm or you save the stretching for after your workouts. All right. Now, that's something that you could focus on. I tend to stretch usually before and a little bit middle and sometimes the end of my workouts, but that's completely up to you. But what they recommend or advise is for you to actually go about handling any stretching after your muscles are warm. All right, that's the biggest thing. So what you could take advantage of if you just left the gym is that in itself. Go ahead and stretch. Why? Because now you have those warm muscles. Now you've actually worked out. You have particular body parts that you probably saw what your range of motion was, like, oh, I only get so deep into my squats, or I only get so much into this particular exercise. And after you learn that information, you can now turn around and learn or do some type of stretching methods in order to improve those particular areas. Because usually long, elongated and flexible muscles are much better off than the short, non-flexible ones. So definitely, if you have the ability to stretch after your workout, I would definitely go about doing that. Now, the next thing I wanted to dive into is your post-workout meal. Now, I didn't say you need to have one yet. When it comes down to the post-workout meal, after the new studies have come out, we're talking 2021 now, they basically said that you have up to, I believe it's anywhere between 6 to 8 hours, all right? 6, 7, maybe up to 8 hours, where you're actually allowed to go without food after your workout and not actually harm any of your results. What actually is the fact of the matter is that you gain all of the necessary calories at the end of the day. That's more so what is very, very valuable and important to your body, and what you really want to think about and consider if you're thinking of handling your goals and getting to where you want to be. You always want to consider the amount of calories total coming in daily, not necessarily positioning all your focus and all your attention on what's coming in after your workout. All right, a lot of people like to go hard with the shakes, and they like to throw apples in there and all the different fruits and walnuts and different things like that. And that's cool, feel free to do so, but just keep in mind that that protein shake, as much as you doctor it up, that's not going to be the end all be all situation. If you were to consume that, there's still more to it. It's still left to gain or get enough calories for your body to make the necessary changes. So it's not just there, and it's not just within the timing. It's not necessarily the fact that you took in that protein shake immediately after the gym that's what's going to leave you with these fantastic results. It's more so how well you time or calculate your calories, how often it comes in and when it goes out, and you make sure, depending on what your goal is, you handle your calorie count coming in and going out accordingly. All right, very simple, very easy. Another thing that I like to touch on when you actually leave the gym is you definitely want to get to the point where if you've already done and you're familiar and you're good with stretching, all right, you're good with your post-workout meal or whatever. The other thing is that I like to incorporate is a little bit of what I call a cool down. All right, so I like to throw in a little bit of a cool down. That always works really, really well for me. What a cool down basically means is in my workouts, usually you'll find that I will go about a high intensity route most of the time. So I'm jumping rope in between sets. I'm doing sprints, not between sets, but sprints usually come within the workout on top of weights, on top of me doing 2-a-days. And it's often that I also might consider 3-a-days. So the fact that I'm having all of this stuff incorporated in one shot, the next thing that I could always consider is a little bit of a cool down after my workout. Just like how the treadmills and stuff set you up with a little cool down at the end, you could demonstrate the same exact thing even though you just did some weights, even though you were hitting the HIIT training and the plyometrics, you can still incorporate the cool down and finish it out with a mild jog or something like that along those lines, and then time yourself just so you kind of gauge how much effort you're putting into the cool down. You could either give yourself a time frame to work within, or you could give yourself a caloric burn amount to work within, depending on if you're calculating your calories that you're burning through a calorie calculated monitor. Something along those lines to definitely get you where you want to be. I'm not a big fan of those monitors. I don't feel and believe that the accuracy is where a lot of people would like it to be. What ends up being the case is you just can utilize it for a source of foundation, gain some knowledge on how your body generates and burns calories, and then go from there. The biggest thing you want to be sure of is a long time ago, this is early, we talking like 20 years ago, I got a calorie counter. The cheapest one I could find. I think I got it at Walmart or something like that. It was actually a watch operated calorie counter. The biggest issue you could ever have with a calorie counter is if it actually counts calories, but you're not doing any work. And that was the case with this particular one. So after I bought the calorie counter, I noticed that as I moved throughout the day, it did count my calories as I moved and did any type of activities. I noticed that it also went higher and lower depending on the intensity of the activity. But what I also did notice is when I took off the calorie counter, placed it down, and I gave it about 5 minutes. We're talking 5 minutes. I could understand seconds. Maybe it still feels the heat from my body. So within seconds, maybe it'll add a calorie or add 2 calories. But when you're talking like 5 minutes in and it's still counting calories, that's definitely a calorie counter that you can't even use for foundation. It's far from accurate, all right? That's not a route that I would take. That's a quick, easy tester to let you know what type of calorie counter you're working with. I would definitely settle with something along the more expensive side if you're looking to go that route, because usually the price that you pay will come with the quality in a lot of cases, not all the time. So other than that, those are my 3 go-tos when it comes down to the gym, all right? Your post-workout meal doesn't have to necessarily be spot on with the time frame that a lot of people will talk about in that little gym talk, you know what I mean? Keep that in mind. When it comes down to you stretching after your workout, most likely you're better off doing it after. Why? Because the muscles are warmer, all right? That's the biggest thing. Just keep in mind, warmer muscles will equate to less injury, and just go about it like that, all right? I'm gonna go ahead and finish up on this one. Hope y'all liked the video. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get y'all more. Some vlogs are coming soon, so y'all stay in tune. Y'all know what it is. CG, I'm out.